I think it's mostly the picture she's taking, but the fact that she's young, the fact that she's Latina, the fact that she's from New York, she has a lot going for her. And
strong woman.
Strong, for sure. She has a lot going for her. But these kinds of allegations, the way that she talks, I personally think it's a bad look for her, a bad look for the party, and a bad look for America, because she's comparing apples and oranges to something that ain't true.
Right. I mean, helping your country instead of bringing them down, especially when you're that deeply involved into politics,
you're a freaking sitting congresswoman.
It's something that you can definitely do something about it, and that wasn't it.
And she wasn't punching up. She wasn't talking bad about the president, which I think most people can forgive. Like, if you're punching up at the president, yeah, you're supposed to do that.
He's to punch him back anyway, right?
But you're punching down to border security. You're punching down to the people working and trying to maintain these camps. I'm not saying, look, I'm not at the border. We live in Dallas. We see a lot of it here, but we are not at the border. We don't see the brunt of it. Frankly, by the time they get to us, we don't even know if they're legal or not. We just see them as another human being.
That's right. And we treat them as such.
Exactly. But when you're from D.C., let alone New York, and you're not in a border state where you don't have to deal with the cartel, you don't have to deal with the crap that we deal with down here in Texas and New Mexico and freaking Arizona, I don't know if you are informed enough. I don't know if you have the right. I don't think you're informed enough to start criticizing how they treat people. I don't think they're committing atrocities. I really don't. For what I know, it's that understaffed, just like any other part of government.
Very true. That could be a big issue. Understaffed and underfund.
So she's using it as an opportunity to get some type of political clout. For what reason? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, just for the sake of her party, but yeah, I mean, it's like I said, that wasn't the way to help the country out. All she did was bash, and she should definitely do something about it. She is a congresswoman. She has the power to do a lot, or at least her voice does, right? So let's use that next time.
And we have one final thing.
I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it was a very small controversy yesterday at the Home Run Derby in the All-Star game. The All-Star break was Vladdy Jr. hit 91 total home runs in the Home Run Derby.
My bad.
And old Pistol Pete from the Mets, by the way, the two rookies, he probably hit a fraction of what he did.
Literally a fraction.
And still wound up winning the Home Run Derby. How does that happen? Just the way
was it just the rounds, or
it's just the way it is? It doesn't matter how many home runs you hit. It's about how many home runs you hit on that last round. And he didn't beat him by 2 or 3. I think I can't remember the exact number. But
so he blew his load early, and then instead of hitting him out the park in the last round, I can see why he run by the rule set.
The thing is that, true, it doesn't matter how many home runs you hit, but you have to hit a certain amount of home runs in order for you to qualify for a 30-second bonus round. So if you have 18 home runs, you get the extra 30 seconds. Now you have a chance to hit 5 or 6 more, and then now all of a sudden, okay.
Listen, we all know the best freaking Home Run Derby winner is freaking Ken Griffey Jr. because he let everybody else go first, then he just beat everybody by 1 until the final fucking round.
Well, that's the point. Like, that's what happened. This guy did that, and then he. Anyways, yeah.
He guaranteed himself, and then he just didn't. I don't know if it's a controversy. I think it's just people being people.
Nobody hit 91 home runs though. That's why I guess that stole the show. The fact that he hit that many home runs.
Yeah, he stole the show, but he still lost.
Yeah.
I mean, does it matter if you're winning 5 rounds? All of a sudden, you get knocked out in the last 10 seconds.
Ooh, that's a good point. I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
That's right.
No controversy there. All right, bro. So, as we close out, do you have any final thoughts, bro?
Final thoughts. I think everything that we have I'm not going to say that we have a message or we all have purposes, right? As far as businesses and podcasts, everybody has a theme, a message, something that they want to, we always want to be positive, right? That's what we always want to leave on a positive note. I mean, I just recommend people to get informed. Don't be a puppet. Don't be led by one source. Don't be led by one person. Do put in the effort, do your research, figure things out. It makes a hell of a difference. Be open-minded to a lot of people. Pick and choose your battles. And, you know, you don't... Sometimes it's not always good to argue. Just to prove your point.
I mean, yeah.
It's not always good to argue, bro. But, yeah, man, that was just some thoughts and some reflections that I give myself and I learn through mistakes that I make, man. So, just want to share that.
Before I share my final thought, I'm going to give my pre-final thought, and it's, I like your Sperry's, bro.
Thanks, man. They're very old. I bought this in 2010, and look how spick and span they are.
Bro, they're pretty.
Thanks, man.
They're pretty. But with that said, talking about shoes, I want to encourage people to step out in faith.
Ooh.
All right?
I like the transition.
Me and my wife, we're in a season of transition, you know, potentially buying a house soon. Or a condo. So... We have been tithing. We have been doing our spiritual duty as of lately to really be intentional about giving what's God's and the things that is owed to Him.
Right.
Not because of the building, not because of the preachers, because of the spiritual consequences of giving your 10%. Right. And this past weekend, our 10% felt like a big 10%. It felt more than 10%, even though mathematically. It was 10%.
And in case people don't know, I want to clarify something. We are Christian, and yes, we do believe in Jesus Christ. So, in case you're like, why are they talking about this? Yes, we are believers.
Yeah. And that 10% felt like a big 10% this week. It just felt abnormally big. Just kind of big sore, right?
Wow.
And it's weird how that happens.
Been
right?
there, bro. Yes.
And I was listening to a podcast by Elevation Church. Yeah. And it was talking
in Orlando?
No, the one in the one by the actual Steve, whatever his pastor's name, the one in North Carolina.
I gotcha.
And I was talking about trusts and stepping out of faith. Yeah. And it was like, how can you receive the blessing that's yours if you're holding on to the one you currently have?
Jeez.
And I'm like, I felt like the Holy Spirit just slapped me like, Like, I'm trying to get something way bigger to you. It was like, yeah, that's $180 you could have used for this, that, or the other. I was like, but you see what you want? I'm trying to get that to you, but you need to trust me with this. And I can't remember the Bible verse, but it was just that thing. It was just stepping out of faith. I think this podcast is us stepping out of faith. It's us knowing that taking this a little seriously and putting time and putting our efforts and putting our 10%. This isn't even 10% of our week. Let's be real with you.
I mean, putting time away from my family. I mean, your wife is here. You could be with her.
Yeah.
I could be with my wife, but we're doing it.
You know, let it be money, time. We're investing into something and we're putting it out into the universe. And I use the universe just for the people that don't believe in God. I think God is the universe. You know, Jesus Christ is our supplier, and giving it up and trusting Him with that, it's that step of faith. Because I don't know, like, it's not like we're hurting in money. Well, we have money. It's not the money. It's just every now and then that 10%, that 3 hours, that 2 hours of your time, all of a sudden feels like a lot bigger of a chunk than it does. And I think that saying of step out in faith, of trust and gamble in yourself, was I just laid out $180 and bet on myself. And
well,
that's what we're doing.
I mean, like I said, I've been there before. I know that, man, I've had struggles for years, bro. My wife has had, you know, I'm not gonna say she was like harking on me to do it, you know, because she trusts me, and when I don't do it, she notices.
Yeah.
And she also notices when we both are on the same, because she gives her 10%, I give mine. And I've noticed the difference when we both...
Do you guys give 10% from each of yours checks? Because the way me and my wife do it, just before you continue your story, we get paid on the same day.
Okay.
So whatever's in the account that day, we do the math, and that's a 10%.
Okay. So we base it off of our paychecks. And the reason why If you boil it down, it's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
It's numbers, right? You can give the chunk, then whatever that's in that amount, it's in the same pot, so you're giving out. You're just giving out from boom, boom, which is going to be...
Yeah.
So the way I see it is like, some people actually think it's controversial because you're like, I don't know, should I give off the gross? Should I give off the net? This and that? And I'm like, listen, bro, this is very simple.
Whatever you bring home, to me, is the way to do it.
It's very simple. There's a biblical verse in there. Jesus said, I can't remember, I think it was Nicodemus. He goes, give to Caesar
what's Caesar?
To Caesar, and to me, what's mine. So here's the deal. When you get paid, what's the first person that gets your check, a chunk out of it?
God.
There you go. No. Who's the first person that gets?
Caesar.
Uncle Sam. That's right.
Caesar.
God put an order in this world. We are not of this world, but we are in this world, and we have to follow rules, right? The government takes our money. They did. We did our job with that part, right? By force, however. Now let's give it freely and gracefully. What's his?
Okay.
He put it in order. Just do it, bro. And I've seen the fruit, and I know it's gonna happen to you too, man.
I know. We're believing and we're trusting. Like I said, it was just kind of the thought. After we got paid, it was just that thing of like, holy crap, this feels like a big 10%.
After a while, you're like, it's automatic. You just don't even consider yours.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Like always,
we'll probably turn people off talking about this, but I don't care.
I know, man. Here's the thing: regardless of what happens, bro,
lovers or haters,
we're gonna stay authentic.
That's right.
To who we are. We're gonna talk sports. We're gonna talk life. We're gonna have thought-provoking topics.
We're gonna talk faith.
We're gonna talk faith. But more than anything, we're gonna talk about life between us and how we see it. Cono Cast is not just a sports podcast; it's a culture and social podcast that we want to distribute to you guys. But with that said, if you do enjoy what you listen to, if you enjoy following us and what we do and what we're all about, do me a favor. Do us a favor. If you like it, follow us on all forms of social media. The big three: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. At ConoCast, at ConoCastPod, and at ConoCast on Twitter.
That's right.
But if you want to get to know us or have any questions on a more personal level that you would like to have answered on the podcast, you can always email us to our mailbag at conocast@gmail.com.
That's right.
You can follow Joa
on Joa305. You can find me on Instagram. Twitter's the same thing, Joa305, and on Facebook. Just for those of you that know me, y'all know my real name. Type it.
And you can follow me at Sleeved Boppy on all forms of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think I'm on Reddit too. I haven't downloaded it in a while. I think I should, just so I can promote this. But with all that said, guys, thank you so much. Every week you join us. Every week you download the podcast. It continues to grow. We continue to grow with you. And
we love it.
Love it.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of the week. See you guys next Tuesday.
Bro.
Stay safe. Don't do drugs.
Don't drink and drive. Don't drive and drink. Don't drink and drive.
Except you tell somebody to do coke. Cut it off. Turn it off.